now.
Now we should be alive.
Right now.
Alrighty.
Okay. And we're alive.
And we're live.
I don't see anything.
Me either.
My lines.
Go ahead and start the intro.
Tell me you love me. I need a good
Do you see it now?
I
see
Yes,
it.
I do.
I know.
Right here.
Where?
Live. So, wait, how do we do the watch party again?
A perfect stranger. He's got a
don't know.
phone with your name
Hear
in
it?
the chamber.
Oh, watch party.
All right.
So at 3 after, I'm going to run over there, stop them, and then I'll come back in.
Okay.
It's my ringer's off
Wait,
and everything.
what are we doing?
The volume is
At 3 minutes after
Yeah.
12, I'll run over there and stop them, and then I'll come back in.
Yeah. Okay. Did you do it, Liz? You get it?
what?
got
Yeah,
it.
got it. I'm
Are
all
you
over.
doing a watch party?
No, I don't even know how to do a watch party.
So just go and hit share, and then
Okay.
you'll see something that says watch party.
Okay.
What time is it? It's Nooner time. Welcome to the Nooner Show with J-Dubs and Rocky.
Gina and
We're
Nora.
broadcasting live
gonna redo
from the
that.
Podcast Detroit studios.
You keep saying that. I don't know.
No, we are.
I know.
Be sure to find us at PodcastDetroit.com. It's Nooner time.
Oh, there I am.
Go to the Nooner page.
Oh, hey, are you doing the advertisement first, or am I playing Get Ready first?
Get ready first.
Okay, got it.
Okay, thank you.
I gotta learn more about this.
One.
Happy New Year.
Happy
New
And
Year.
Happy Hump Day.
Happy joy.
Okay, so, whose phone is it? It's not
It's
mine.
probably yours.
No,
No, it's yours, Nora.
It's not.
it is your phone.
Oh.
It is not my
Oops.
phone this time.
It's not me.
Mine's off. Turn your phone off.
Thank
I
you.
turned my phone
All right.
We're
Got
sorry, Rocky. I'm doing the best I can.
With what she's been dealt.
it? Yes.
We
Poor
miss you.
Rocky is really, really sick today.
Poor thing.
Really sick.
She's been sick, I guess, for a couple
really
weeks.
sick. Poor baby.
She got better, and I mean, we might
I did
actually
the same thing.
have to go and take her in today.
Yeah, I don't mess around with that.
I know. Well,
Don't.
and she's one of those that is all about, I don't take antibiotics, and I don't do this, and I don't do that. So,
Well, they were invented for a reason.
yeah,
Because people died of
Yep.
stupid things like the flu.
Yep.
I know.
Hi, let's get started. Introduce
Happy New Year, everyone.
Side note.
Happy New Year!
Anyway,
Side note.
all right. So it's a new year.
A new year.
Okay, so listen, you guys.
Same old people.
Well, I wouldn't say old.
Sorry. Same people.
Same.
Fabulous people.
There you go.
There we go.
It's all about wording.
I know.
Yeah.
Well,
That
I didn't
creates
mean
mindset,
I didn't
which we're
mean,
going to talk about
and I
today.
really didn't mean old, like
Yeah.
old. I mean like same old. Same
Same
old.
old?
Same old people.
Same.
Same old.
Okay,
Same
that
old
sounds good.
people.
Yeah. So, I know off the air last week when you guys were over, we were talking about goal setting and all that good stuff. So, since you guys don't do goals because you're losers, we'll talk about that later.
Thank God we have a therapist here.
I know.
right?
know.
We're gonna need it after
Yeah.
this.
Gosh.
So, how was 2019 for you?
You know what? It was a year of many changes, unexpected changes.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you would have said at the end of 2018, like, what's going to happen in 19, I would have said, oh, same old thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of really, really unexpected changes. Retirement.
Life-altering
Life-altering changes.
Yeah.
Retirement, independent contractor for teaching English online. I'm here once a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of really big changes that I would have
Totally unexpected.
totally unexpected. So, me not planning really worked out well.
Yeah. I guess so.
At the time
See,
that
Jackie?
yeah. At the time, though, my the thought of retirement was overwhelming, but it's
Yeah.
absolutely fabulous. I love it. And it has opened so many doors
Right.
that I never expected. So I'm going to go with not planning again for 2020.
Is that what's on your bucket list?
To not plan,
Yeah.
I'm taking it as it comes.
Really?
That
That
work-
is an awesome idea.
Gosh, I wish I could do that.
I wish you could,
What
too.
about? Oh, really?
Yes.
You tried to tell me.
Come to the dark side.
No.
Well, actually, it's a happy side. not
Yeah,
dark
let's
side.
talk about 2019 for you.
You know, I'm glad it's over.
You are?
I am.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm
Well,
ready
what was the
for
highlight?
new things. I don't know.
That's why I have to plan
Yeah.
for
But
you.
you know what?
No,
I think the
it's-
thing
it's
is
just-
she's mourning still.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm still
More.
kind of
Yeah.
in a
Yeah.
funk a little bit, but
So it's hard to be reflective of the positive when you're still in a
and
a
it was
state of
it
mourning.
was some positive. I'm
Yeah.
not going to say it wasn't, but
Yeah.
I just
Just glad it's done.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. I'm ready for new things.
But you look fabulous,
Well,
as always.
thank you.
The
love
red,
that,
the red.
right?
I love the red
I
glasses.
do too.
Yeah, I like
Yeah,
the
I
red
do
glasses
too.
a lot.
Thank you.
Liz, what about you? What
Me?
was the highlight for
Oh,
last year?
the highlight was what? Like this week, 1 year ago, I was
Yes.
on this
I
show.
know.
Show
So-
151 for anybody who wants to go
Oh,
back
yes.
and listen.
Yeah,
I like this lady a lot. Who's this?
she's
Gina?
your best
I
friend.
know.
She's my new best buddy.
She's everybody's new best friend.
Absolutely. No,
Yeah.
honest to God, the Nooner Show opened a whole new can of worms, a great new life, all kinds of like
Can of worms?
Well, you know, I
Again.
mean,
Happy-
we can be
happy
positive.
Oh, the linguist today?
Happy worms.
Happy worms?
Dancing worms.
Yeah, no, all kinds of really good
Yeah.
stuff. All kinds of great things have come from it. I have my own show here, as you
Yes.
know,
And we
and
are
I
so
love it.
grateful
about
that,
that.
you know, that was
Yeah.
good for you.
Yes,
that this
it
did
was
Yes.
fabulous. And,
That's great.
You know, I always wanted to do something like this, so it really spurred it for me, and it's just been fabulous. It's been a great year.
Yeah,
Fabulous
that's
We're
year.
happy
great.
for
Good.
you.
Yeah.
I know. I was thinking about that driving in.
Yeah.
It was a year ago.
Yeah.
You were the first one
Yeah.
last January that kicked
Yeah,
it off.
I think we
so
should keep that going.
I do too.
Oh, I think we
I
will.
like
I do
that.
too.
We'd like to book
yeah.
you for next year.
Yeah, perfect. We'll do
I'll
it
write
right
it down. Yeah, it was
All right.
awesome.
Anyway,
Absolutely.
so what's on the bucket list for this year?
Ooh, on the bucket list for this year. Well, to reach a wider audience. I'm having a little trouble with that, trying to figure out exactly the way I want to go.
Where
I
you
love
want-
seeing
yeah.
my patients every day, 4 days a week, but I'd like to be in a bigger audience. Take my career in a bigger direction, a larger direction. Exactly how that's going to go, I don't know, but it doesn't matter. Like you said, you
Yes.
just kind of, like I always say about your life's path, as long as you keep moving forward and doing what you think is right, good things will come your way. And I truly believe that.
I
So
like that.
I'm just on it.
Yeah,
and
I
I'm
do too.
just throwing caution to the wind, come what may.
Jackie
Oh,
does too, but she's got a checklist.
Yeah,
Yeah.
She has to like.
There's no. We're
Yeah.
going to talk about that.
Yeah.
Planning, because I'm such a planner. It drives me nuts because these
Yeah.
two, they don't
Yeah.
like to plan.
Yeah, we don't.
Which
Yeah.
is,
No,
you know,
we fly
it
by,
works for them.
Yeah, it does.
It works for
we
them.
fly by the seat of our pants.
Well, you know, Jackie used to be my boss, and she made me plan all the time. So it's like,
So the minute we quit working
yeah,
together, you
I
threw
stopped
out
planning.
everything
I, was like,
gave you.
Yep, I was like, I was like,
Wow.
this lady. Oh my God, you
It's
know.
hard. It's a lot of pressure.
Yeah,
I'm going to talk about that today.
Thank
We
you.
are going to
Perfectionism.
talk about
Yeah,
that.
thank
All
you.
right. Well, we do have a goal this year.
we do.
Don't have a heart attack. Okay. Well, I have a goal. I want to get 2020 likes on our page. It's not that hard.
Oh,
Oh, all right.
It's not hard. We don't try it. We don't do anything.
well, I
so
sent out all my invites,
You
and I
did?
got. Oh yeah.
Good
Yeah,
job.
oh, yeah.
Did you? No.
No.
All right.
Okay. We'll
we
work on
both,
that.
you know what? We have things to work on, okay? That
Yes.
should make you happy.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Yeah, we have goals.
We do have goals.
See?
2020.
That's
Yes.
the
Okay.
first on my
Not
list.
that hard. Perfect.
All right.
All right. So anyway, yeah, a lot is happening with Rocky. So hopefully she gets through all this illness real quick. And then, you know, I think we might only have her a couple more weeks.
Big things
and
for
then
her.
she's out of here.
Is she going to New York? Mm-hmm. Oh, wonderful.
Yeah. Yep.
That'll
And
be hard for
I'd
you.
like
Great
to
for
announce.
her.
I'd like to announce that I'm going to be her personal stylist, and I'll be going with her.
Right
will?
on.
In a suitcase.
Did you
Yeah.
did you put in your vacation request? Because we have
You
goals to
always
meet.
you always get on me. Okay, I'm putting in my vacation
I know.
request for Carnival.
I know.
Okay,
How many months is that going to be?
it's only going to be like a week and a half or so.
Last time she did that, it was, I'm going to see my daughter for her surgery. Then I look on Facebook. She's all over the
I
flipping
went for her
country,
surgery,
Heather.
and then after she got well, we
yeah,
we
she
drove
was like,
all over.
"Oh, you're
Right
good.
on.
You're good. I'm out of here."
Yeah.
Listen, the part of being a parent is knowing when to let go.
Sure. For sure.
I like
As soon
that,
as they
Judy.
say
That's
they're
so
okay,
true. Yeah.
gone.
Yep. She's
No,
like, I'm
only
good.
kidding.
I was like, oh,
No,
okay.
you needed that.
I'll
That
be
was
back.
so good for
It
you.
was- yeah, it was
Because you
so
were
much
off
fun.
like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So
Yep, I
I'm
was
expecting
gallivanting
you.
all over.
I know you
Yeah,
were.
yep.
Every time we turn around, she's like, first she started off in Georgia, then it was Florida, then it was
Thomas.
St. Thomas.
You know the
I'm
real
like,
problem
There
is
was Alabama.
the real problem is that she is just envious.
Very.
Yeah. Well, I tried to.
You
told
can
her
say
she
jealous.
could come with me.
It's fine.
You could come with me.
Somebody has to do the show.
We could tape it from the beach.
I say we all go to St. Thomas. That's
I
my
say-
favorite island.
yep.
So I
I've
say
never
we
been.
all go to
I've
St.
never
Thomas.
been.
And I got my first emerald from my first husband from there.
Did you really?
Yes.
Was it
And
from
had-
Colombian emeralds?
I think you might be right.
My
And
cousin
he
used to
had
work
it mounted here for me.
Oh,
And
wow.
yeah, it was absolutely
Wow.
a stunning
Yeah.
engagement ring. It was
Yeah,
beautiful.
I bet.
But I left his ass in Nashville and they gave him back the ring.
Oh,
I was
you
nice
did?
like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to
Wow.
say you were nice.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
nice like that. But,
But-
I've never gotten over that emerald. I want to go back and get one really bad.
They have some beautiful jewelry.
Oh my
there.
gosh,
Beautiful.
gorgeous stuff
Yeah.
down there.
What would you do if we said we were all coming with you?
Oh,
She'd be
yeah.
so upset.
No, I
be
wouldn't.
okay.
I'd love it.
And I'm bringing our papers and our
Okay.
bag, and we're going to.
She no. Here's what she's really saying. You all can come, but you leave that planner somewhere else.
No, she can bring it.
just
We
don't
should do
show
a
it.
show
She
from there.
can talk about it and all of that.
would be
I don't know if I'm going to listen, but they have rum punch, you know,
Oh, yeah, I do
Oh,
know.
there we go.
and
All
bushwhackers.
right. Anyway, we got a great show today.
Yes, we
so,
do. Liz
Right on.
is here.
Liz
That's
is
awesome.
back in the house.
Yeah.
Back in the house. 2019
here.
had its highs and lows, but now it's
Oh,
time
we're
to see
not
her
ready
clearly.
yet, though.
We're not ready yet. We're
getting
gonna get
ready.
ready. I was ready. Like I was on it.
Oh,
You looked at me and I thought, let's go.
Here she goes.
Sorry. You looked at me and I was ready to go.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
You're listening to The Nooner Show. We appreciate your support and hope you get inspired to take the leap of faith. Don't forget to subscribe to The Nooner Show wherever you listen to podcasts. Our show today is sponsored by The Parlor in Hadley, Michigan, a music-themed pizzeria where pizza rocks. Also, check out Happy Days Records and More, a new music store and clothing store, and so much more, located at 1801 West Genesee Street in Lapeer. And from the makers of Dope Water, if you can be anything, be dope.
Right on.
There we go. This
like
is what
that.
happens when you have a plan. You do the show in order, or when you don't, you're just like, oh, let me get started.
Sure.
As I
okay.
started to say, 2019 had its highs and lows. Nora, are you good?
She needs a little bit of tequila, I think.
But
this
there is
morning.
some time to see clearly.
She likes to laugh. I love that
She
about her.
does. So 2020 is the year of clarity and change. Recently, I read a quote. It said, life's like a camera. You focus on what's important, capture the good times, develop from the negatives, and if there are things that don't work out, take another shot.
Ooh.
Love it. Like that.
Isn't
Love
that
it.
good? I'll
Yeah.
post that on our
Yeah,
page
that's
after
really
this.
good.
Yeah.
This month, we celebrate clarity and change with 3 of our favorite therapists, who will all be my new best friends by the end of the
I
show.
know.
Joining us today, as we've already heard, is the ever fabulous Liz Reid. As I said before, she was here she's coming back. She was on show 151, I do believe. She is an entrepreneur, a therapist, my new best friend. She's an expert in breaking addictions and habits, helping to create healthy habits.
Yes.
She hosts her own podcast called Liz, the Life Guru. Is that correct?
Liz Life Guru.
Liz Life Guru.
Yes. A little addendum to that.
Please.
Is I had a vanity plate that said Liz Guru on my car, and I had to get rid of it because I have so much road rage. Just pointing that out.
Really?
Oh, my God.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. Okay.
my
Okay,
God.
so it's not that bad, really. But
still.
I'm just going to point out,
Yeah.
you know, there's a couple F-bombs and a few, screaming
Middle
and yelling.
fingers.
A couple of those that go on. And we live in a small town, where I
my
live, right?
goodness.
And so I'm like, I think I better unload the vanity plate because it's...
Oh, no.
They saw who you were.
They know who
It's
I
not
am.
good.
Yeah, and it's hard to hide, especially with my Corella DeVille hairdo I have going now. Yeah.
I love it, by the
Thank
way.
you. It's all natural.
Well, she said...
I was
wait,
telling Nora.
We're wrapping it up here.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
It's
sorry.
okay. We're getting a little carried away.
Flying by the seat of our pants.
I know.
I am so sorry for that. We welcome you to the
Thank
show.
you very
as You're
much.
going to talk to us about creating a healthy blueprint.
Print.
I'll get it out. Obtaining goals.
What are you looking at me for?
The word goals makes me look at you. And we know that it's time to see very clearly in 2020. Welcome.
Thank you very
Yes.
much. Thank you
Welcome,
for
Liz.
having me
So
again,
good to
ladies.
have you
Liz.
back.
Thank you.
We have
Thank
a
you.
lot to go over.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot to it.
And that's not even the therapy that the 3 of us need.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
So, let's
ma'am.
start off with why don't we stick to things?
Oh, why don't we stick to goals? Because it's hard. It's hard to change habits. Like
It
when we
is
have bad
hard.
habits, it's very hard to change the bad habit that we have.
Are we that weak?
Yes,
Really?
we are.
As a
well,
society?
As well, just in general, people put far too much emphasis on their brain being able to figure out what they need. Okay? So my brain should know that I'm doing the right thing or need to do the right thing. And then in reality, that's not what's happening. You have more control over your brain than you know you do.
Is this the same as, because I've been reading a lot about the conscious mind versus the subconscious and how
Yeah.
we really move by our subconscious, which is like 85% or something.
Yeah,
And
absolutely. Especially when you're
so
sleeping.
like the conscious mind is how we want to be perceived. Like we tell people, I love goal setting, but if I never goal set, that's because I'm really working through my subconscious mind. That's who I really am. Is that kind of what you're saying?
Well, your subconscious mind is what is going to direct you when you're sleeping, and it's actually what you're thinking and feeling. All right. So when you're thinking, you think that everything you're doing consciously is superseding what's going on in your subconscious, but it is not. It's all still lying there dormant. So until you start really heavily working on that and figuring out what the deepest things are that are bothering you, then you can't change the way you think subconsciously. So if we're talking about this, in reality, they say it takes 21 days to change bad habit. That's not actually true. It takes more like 66.
I never thought that was true. I was like,
Yeah.
who said that?
Takes more like 66, and it has to be practice. And the stronger and the harder the habit is that you want to break, the more difficult it is to do. Okay, there's a lot of friction that goes along with that makes it hard to change your habit. So things that keep us stuck is we try to do it too fast. I'm going to change this
Immediate
habit.
gratification.
Immediate
Well,
gratification.
and in today's society, that's
We
it.
want everything yesterday.
Yeah,
so,
you know what? We Google the answer. We buy it on Amazon.
Yeah,
Right.
true.
Right.
Right?
That's
Yeah,
true.
and the second biggest problem with that is perfection. We demand perfection from it. Like if I haven't done it right this first time, then forget it. I'm not going to do it at all. That kind of thing. Or I'm going to give up. I don't care. And falling back, not being able to complete a new habit, getting a new way of life is far more in depth and more. It needs to be constructed a lot more than that. Think about it. When you're born as a child, as a little dude, you come out of the womb. You're a little sponge, and your god and goddess is your mother and father, and they tell you what you're supposed to know, think, and feel. So through your interactions with them, you develop who you are, your self-esteem, how you view life, how you feel about religion and people, and how you view your peers. So if you have been given misdirection at a young age, think of how long it takes or how hard it is to one day go, gosh, retrain yourself and say, how come I keep having bad relationships? How come I can't do this? Or how come I can't lose weight? Or that's always the common one, right? How come I can't do this, that, or the other thing? And all of that has to do with how your upbringing, how you're raised. So, but we give way too much credit to our brain figuring it out for us. If everybody could figure out what was wrong with them, I wouldn't have a job.
True.
So you need an outside perspective to help you with that. So if
Yes.
you're going to work on
Yes.
yourself, you have to worry about what it is that you need to change about yourself. So it's good to follow something like this, like have a podcast. All right, 8 easy steps how to change a habit. What do I do? One of the things, like I said, perfectionism. That's a huge one. If I can't do it right, I'm not going to do it at all. Another one is procrastination. Go ahead.
I was going to say, don't you think in today's society, though, that we are becoming more, we want to be perfection?
Oh, yeah.
Especially, and I think Facebook is a perfect example of it
Yeah.
because people post, "Oh, look at my fabulous
Right.
Christmas!
Oh, yeah.
look at my husband bought
Everybody
me! Oh,
looks
look
like
at this
they
great
have
meal!"
And it's
wonderful
so
life.
Yes.
right, and it's
Yeah.
so not true.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the thing.
I call it fake book.
But
Right.
That's
Fake
good.
book.
I like
No,
that.
that reminds me. Every year we get this Christmas card from a company that we deal with, and
Yeah.
it's a very wealthy family. They send out this plaque of them having this beautiful dinner, drinking wine. They're all dressed up, and it's from a product that we buy from
Yeah.
them. and they send it out to everyone. And I was telling my husband, I said, I'm going to write them and tell them to quit sending this and reduce their price of their product. Because, like, I don't give a shit about this. Like,
Right,
I don't know
Who
them.
cares?
For
And
sure.
my husband said, wait a minute. He said, that's my second family. And I looked at it, I said, no, it's not. They're very happy and perfect. It's not your family at all.
They look like there's no dysfunction.
Yeah,
Forget
yeah.
it. I can't
That's
be
not
their
your
friend.
family.
But I think that's true. I think that you see, and it also often makes me think when I see those people, that we all have friends on Facebook that post us how glorious life is and how
Yeah.
perfect. And it always makes me think, wonder what really behind
But
closed doors.
but it's even worse when you know it's
when
not.
you
Oh,
know,
when
yeah,
you know it.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
You're like,
Yes.
you're lying.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh, I know.
And you just shake
Yeah.
your head. You're like, just like when you see like a couple and they're like, oh, happy anniversary. We've been married
Oh,
30
my
years.
gosh, I
And then
know.
you're like,
She hates his ass.
right.
He's my best friend and my
Right,
soulmate.
I know.
You lie.
Oh,
But,
listen,
you know
what?
it's so funny too because I was bringing that up because I've been married so many times and it's like I'm trying to get
Which
to that.
that's another
yeah,
show.
Yeah, it's another
right.
show.
I'm
Yeah.
trying to get to that 10-year anniversary.
Yes.
It's been a long time.
You've been there.
Only once. I'd like to get there another.
Yeah.
But anyway.
10 year in one day, anyway.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So when you I used to like see that on Facebook and stuff, and I used to get upset,
Yeah.
with myself
Yeah.
because I'm like, dang, I can't get to 10. They're like 25. I'm like,
Well, I have something to admit.
They live
I-
separately.
Right.
They're in other states.
Sure. I have something to admit. I have a stepdaughter. We've had our troubles over the years, but we're relatively close. And she's 28 now. And I can't even be her friend on Facebook or really on Instagram because of the things she puts up there. One of her quotes, and I know this little girl so well, is everything's better with a smile. And I'm like, girl, you're the angriest child I have ever known in my life. Honestly. And it's just, that irks me so
Yeah.
bad. So I
Yeah.
try
It
not to, so I'm just like, I'm not even going to
Yeah.
look. I don't
Yeah.
even want to look. She's like, Mom, did you delete me again? I'm like, yes. I can't take it.
but yeah, just what you're saying. So I'm over it. I'm
Yes.
like, yeah, right. It's not that like that. I know you.
Yes.
So it's just like,
Yes.
forget
Yeah.
that.
It
No,
gets
but I
frustrating.
think
Yeah.
that's life these
Yeah,
days.
it
that
is.
people, and unfortunately, too many people look at it and go, "Oh my gosh, look at she's
I
so
know.
happy."
Look
They
at their
believe it.
life.
Yeah.
Look at
They're-
this.
How
look
come
at
everything
that.
works out for them?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it's like
Right.
with the bumper sticker, my son's an honor student or whatever. blah, blah, blah. I don't care. Just get the hell out
I
of the
know.
Starbucks line.
Fine, drive faster.
Yes. Drive
Right?
faster or I'm coming at you. Yeah.
Road rage.
Road rage, that's a deep, dark secret about me. I'm a little impatient.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but well,
ma'am.
let me play devil's advocate here.
Okay.
Can
Sure.
you imagine
Okay.
if we all posted the truth?
Oh,
Life sucks, man. I had
yeah.
a shitty day. I got a huge fight with my kids, my
Yeah,
husband.
yeah.
Sure.
My kids are stupid. You wouldn't put that on a bumper sticker.
No, probably
What would
not.
happen? If
Okay,
that
only
was
one of
our
my kids are
mindset?
stupid.
I did okay. 1 out of
Right,
4. All
right.
right. I'm taking a hit. Yeah.
No, my daughter just posted yesterday. She goes, my son just pulled the divider out of the popcorn tin. Now they're all mixed together.
Oh,
and
really?
I was like, and she's like, he's not my son. And I'm like, the divider out of the popcorn
Yeah.
tin.
But at least she's being honest.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
yeah.
she's painfully honest with her kids.
You know what? In
Yeah,
reality,
definitely.
life is not incense and peppermint, and
That's so
we don't
true. Right.
have unicorns pooping
Yeah.
beautiful pink caramel
Yeah.
Kool-Aid or whatever the hell it is. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But in reality, there are tough things. And who wants that other person on Facebook that's like, I'm in the fetal position.
Right.
I'm so
Right.
depressed. There's those
Exactly.
people as
Right,
well.
right.
But by
Right.
the same token, there's people who live for that because they're like, oh, you know
Yeah,
what?
that's true,
You
too.
poor thing.
You poor
Yeah.
thing, and I'm sending you hearts and prayers and flowers. and
Yes.
You
Yeah.
know what?
Yeah.
Call me if you want to talk 24/7. There's those people
Yes.
too
Yeah.
who who want to fix the world. And one time that happened to me, and I ate a peppermint starburst and felt so much whatever.
Sure,
you
sure,
know?
sure.
There's
Yeah.
those people too.
So what I advise my clients to do, and I do this myself, I'm not on Facebook all that much except for Liz Life Guru, but most of the time I'm on Instagram, but is to really clean out your closet, all right? Every year. Go through all these people. If they're not like-minded, if they don't build you up or make you feel good, or if they don't enhance your life in some way, if they're completely polar opposite of who you are, unfollow them.
Wait, let me ask you something about that.
Yeah.
Because I don't disagree with that.
Yeah.
But
I don't either.
because I do think you have to clean
Yeah.
out the toxic people.
Yeah.
But what if you're supposed to be in their life to help them?
Meaning,
Well-
what would you be to them?
Inspiration or
That's a good question. 'cause
Well, is
I
this for
always wanted to
business
know
or
that.
personal?
it
Any-
could be
anything,
both.
right?
Business
Yeah.
is fine. That's a whole
Yeah.
other story. You're
Yeah.
like for me, that's a whole. Everybody who's, I'm there to help. But in my personal life, with people that I personally interact with, that are there to build me up, know Liz down to the raw bare bones. Those are only a few people I really want in that world that I'm selective of. For those exact reasons you ladies are mentioning, I don't want to get on there and go, that's a bunch of bullshit. I don't, come on, man, be real. I'm really down to earth, and I expect my friends to be down to earth. And sure, there's some people, especially in the political environment we're in right now, it's been very difficult. A lot of people have been separated.
Yeah.
Families have been torn apart.
Right.
And not that that's going to be a huge deterrent, but I don't want a bunch of flack on my Facebook. I don't want a bunch of arguing on
Yeah.
Facebook.
Same,
Right.
yeah.
So that's where you have to go in and say, "Hey, listen, I love you. I want to be your friend, but I can't. If I'm going to stay on here, I don't want that kind of stuff going down."
Have you seen, since social media is so prevalent, and
Yeah.
so have you seen a change in your business because of social media?
Oh yeah, it affects children.
Yeah.
I see tweens, up to through 90 years old. Absolutely, there's a lot of problems with that. Social media just
of
is
bullying.
tearing these kids down.
Yeah.
I mean, the parents have no idea. They think they can't get on, but they can, and they find ins and outs of getting their devices or finding out through friends' devices what people are saying about them. And
Yeah.
everybody's a badass behind a keyboard.
Yes.
Oh, right.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you
Yeah.
this and you're that and you're
Yeah.
fat or you're ugly or
Right,
you're blah, blah,
right.
blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And face to face, that would never happen.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Not to sound like a dinosaur, but back in my day, I'm 58. You would have to say that to me face to face because the phone was always busy because all my brothers were on it.
Yeah.
And there was a busy signal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
No one
Or a
would
party
ever-
line.
Yeah. There
Or
was
a
no
party
call
line,
waiting.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no call waiting. So,
Yeah.
it was tough.
And I noticed too, like with kids, I was recently in a social situation where some 20-somethings, they had taken a picture. We were at an event, and they posted a picture, and and posted on whatever. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
And then she proceeded to watch her phone, like, you didn't like it. Like,
Yeah.
you're in the picture. Like,
Oh,
go ahead
sure.
and go on and like it.
Yeah.
And,
Yes.
like, oh my God, I've only got 15 likes. Like, this is a great picture of it. And,
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
and so,
Yeah.
I've noticed that they're
Yeah.
just tied
Right.
to that. Like, put the phone away, honey.
Okay,
Like,
so-
let's live in this.
Yeah.
Let's live in the
Right.
event. Post it later, but not while you're at it.
What I tell my patients, and I would tell all of you, what other people think of you is none of your business.
Yes.
Right.
Oh,
Okay.
amen.
Yes.
Just
Yep. Yeah, I
remember
agree.
that.
Yeah.
What other
Yeah.
I
people
agree.
think of you is none of
Right.
your business.
Exactly.
Right.
Because they'll be your best friend to your face,
Yeah.
and we've all done
Yes.
this. So let's be
Yes.
serious.
yes.
Hey, how you doing? How
Yeah.
are you good? Oh man, look what she had. You know what I mean? We all, and women are horrible.
Yes,
Yeah, we
yes,
are.
we
To
are.
each other.
We
Yes,
are.
we are.
Evil, and I
Yeah.
hate that about
Yeah.
women. I do hate that because we need to be more supportive. We need to hang together.
Right.
Yeah.
I do agree.
Right.
But definitely, that is a problem.
But we say that all the time. Women, we need to stick together.
Yeah, and we
We
don't.
need to stick all the time for years and years and years, and nothing.
Men go on trips every
Yep.
year together, 10
Yeah.
dudes, have a great time. You get 3 chicks together. As soon as one goes to the bathroom, it's like, can you
Yep.
believe her?
Yeah.
What the
Did
hell?
you see
Yeah,
what
why-
she got on?
Why
Yeah.
is that?
I think it goes back to like literally cavemen type thing. It's in our primal DNA. Women are in competition because we needed a male. You couldn't survive in your village
That's
or in
so
your tribe
true.
without a male
Yeah.
because of his physical strength.
Right.
Only his
Right.
physical strength. Don't forget that. Not his brain. He wasn't smarter, but his physical strength was able to kill the saber-toothed tiger, able to hunt and gather food, that kind of thing. Well, we were home, literally the brains behind the brawn, figuring things out, putting things together, making food, and birthing babies. And so it's kind of literally in our DNA that goes way, way, way back, hundreds of thousands of millions of years that we need a man. So we're always kind of in competition with each other.
Wow.
I never looked at it.
I
like
didn't
that.
Yeah,
either.
no, that's interesting. When I was a classroom teacher, I would much prefer to have a boy-heavy class as opposed to a girl-heavy class because
Yes.
boys were more active and they'd punch you and take the crayon from you.
Yeah.
And girls would say, "She's got my crayon," and cry, and there'd be so
Yeah.
much more drama. So I would much rather have a boy-heavy as
Yeah.
opposed to a girl-heavy
Wow.
class for less drama with the boys.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
love my
fit
male
more
patients.
physical, more physical.
Yeah. Sure.
But they'll have it out and be done with it. Where a girl, 20 minutes later is still like, but she's
They
in
got
my
to hate on.
Yeah.
They're
But she's
getting
in my
people to
car
hang
and
up.
goes out of line.
Yeah. That's a whole
Yeah.
whole ugly scene. Yeah, for sure.
So how,
Yes, ma'am.
How do we change habits, break habits?
Okay,
or-
so if we're, I'm getting old, so I had to bring some notes. So, the first thing to do is to focus on exactly what you want to change. A lot of times it's a few things, but you can only do one thing at a time.
Yeah.
So you have to really hyper focus on what is it that I really want to change that has really been a problem, and it's usually something that you hate the most. So my thoughts, how I conduct it is, whatever you hate the most, do first. Okay,
That's the
and then
hardest.
work on those other bad habits later. So if it's like smoking, that's a big one. Someone, work on changing that habit first, because that's the hardest and the worst. Giving up drinking, for me, giving up alcohol, that was a really hard one for me to do. But I thought I'm going in with both feet first, and I've made the decision it's going to be done.
And
So it's
been
deciding.
how long?
It'll be 18 years in
Wow.
August.
Congratulations.
Thank you
Yeah.
very much. Without a relapse, God
That's
willing.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah, and which is helpful. So
Now you were starting to talk about. We talked about perfection.
yes,
And then you were talking about procrastination.
when
Yeah.
stuck, when you're
Okay.
stuck. Yeah. Okay. So this is what keeps us stuck as well, though. Keeps us stuck from not making changes. So your perfectionism of, if I can't do it right, I'm not going to do it at all. My husband is that man. Procrastination. Well, the holidays, I got this, I got that coming up, I got this coming up. Why? I don't want to start getting started on that now. I'm going to wait till the time's right. There's never a right time.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Never a right time to have kids. Never a
Yeah.
right time to start something
Yeah.
new. I always say, just dive in. People say, I've got a job, I work, I can't start working on changing my life. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You've got time every day to do a little bit of something.
Do you think that when people say stuff like that, it's really because the why isn't very big? It's not as big as the excuse.
They're scared of failure. They're scared they're not going to be able to complete it.
Goes back to number one, the perfection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does everything go back to number one, do you think?
Well, I wouldn't think necessarily perfection, because there are many people that aren't perfectionists. I'm not a perfectionist. I call it organized chaos around my house. You know what I mean? But I do have a fear of failure. I don't want to fail, because then I wouldn't be able to live with the self-loathing, the guilt, that we're so mean to ourselves. I talk about
We
that all
are.
the time. Our
Yeah.
self-talk, the way we talk to
Right.
ourselves, the things we say, we'd never let anybody
But
else say
don't
to
most
us.
of us have a fear of failure?
Yeah, we do.
But it doesn't stop you. You're still doing a podcast show. You're growing your business.
Absolutely, and I call that feel the fear and do it anyways.
Yeah.
There's a book written about that, and it is the truth. And yoga mind. You just keep moving one foot in front of the other. I'm scared to death. I'm going to have a stroke.
Just keep going.
Just keep going.
Keep
Just
going.
keep going. Just keep moving. And, like Dory said, just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Yeah, it's very true. We just give up. And what's that going to do? It's just going to make you resent yourself even more, without a doubt. A lot of times why we don't get involved in a new habit is being the heroine to everybody. I listen to everybody else's problems. I help them work on all their problems, and then I don't have to focus on mine.
Interesting.
Yeah. So do you know? Everybody knows somebody like that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Somebody who's just always trying to fix everybody else,
Right.
taking everybody's phone call. The
Right.
drama queen. Oh, thank God she called. Now I don't have to worry about what I've got going on in my own home.
Oh, so
Yeah.
it's
Interesting.
diversion.
Diversion,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yep, absolutely. People who are compulsive have compulsions. I work too much. Have to work out too much. Have to do whatever. I don't have
Oh.
time to add in something positive into my life because I'm doing all these other things. And then a really good one is denial. Denial. You know what? It's not. I smoke 3 cigarettes a day. That can't be bad. Or so I overindulge on the weekends. At least I'm good 3 days out of the week. That kind of thing.
Right.
But my cholesterol's up to here.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. Controllers, people that are really in control, want to control everything.
What are y'all looking at?
Jackie.
Stop it.
Controllers.
My
people,
head just turned that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just working. I was working on my neck exercises.
Well, and then Liz, what are you
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. But control, when we want to control everything, it's very hard to give up that control to embrace a new habit or give up a habit we've always had. So what if I knew a lady who used to vacuum every day before her husband came home, perfect lines in the carpet.
Oh, I'm not that kind of a control freak.
Yeah.
I just want a plan. That's all. And I want everyone to
She'd
work
like
the
to plan someone to vacuum.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, the
I'm
lines
down
out
with
there.
that as well. But planning your future, mapping out what you need to do to the point that it's not overly affecting your life. You know what I mean? So controlling to the point of obstructing the way you conduct your life. Like, I can't go out. I bathe at this time, or I have coffee at this time, or I
okay.
do this. And
Sheldon.
Yes.
Sheldon.
Yes.
Perfect example, right?
Yes.
Big Bang Theory.
Yes, I've heard. Yes, I've heard
He's
about
hilarious.
him.
Yeah.
Are you disorganized? That's a problem.
Oh, yeah.
Disorganization, that you can't get a clear thought or map out what you need to do. You know, if you're completely if you're all over the place, you're never able to focus on how you really need to aid in fixing this habit, right? Or something that is hard for you.
Well, what if you don't think you're all over the place? What if you?
I like that.
Yeah. What if you don't
Good
think
one.
that? You just.
Then you just
Can't
live
get
in
it.
your own little private
Yeah.
abyss there. That's fine.
Your
you
own
know?
little bubble of
Ignorance-
disorganization.
Yes, ignorance is bliss. That's good. I
Okay.
mean, because nobody can force you to do this. You have to want to do
True.
it yourself.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Right? Pessimism. It's never going to work.
Right.
Never going to work. I may be at it for 3 weeks. Now, this goes along with addiction, too. People will reach 2 months. I'm good to 2 months, but 2 months in one day, I'm out. I'll relapse then. And a lot of people who don't want to avoid conflict, don't want to avoid the conflict of dealing with it, you know, and facing their fears and what other people might say to them. So those are all reasons why you would get stuck and why you wouldn't start changing a habit and why you are stuck. They kind of all intertwine together, right?
How does that affect depression? Is there a link
Well,
with
yeah.
habits and depression?
Yes, I would say that you develop a lot with bad habits, you can develop depression. With being a pessimist or being a perfectionist or setting these super high standards for yourself can definitely cause depression. Now, that would be caused situational depression. That is
Right.
your environment, the way you think and the way you do things. And then there's the biological component of where depression comes in that you have no control over. It's the neurotransmitters in your brain that
Has to be treated.
has to be treated chemically.
Right.
Absolutely.
How do you know the difference between the two? Like, how do you know if somebody's really depressed or if they're just lazy or
Yeah.
not driven? I mean,
Right.
not everybody's driven. Not everybody cares
No.
to change their habits.
So one of the things is situational depression is like Nora was stating. I'm a little bummed. You know, I'm not out of the grieving process. I'm hurting. This is bad. That's her situation is not well. Things are going on that are affecting her. So that's causing a saddened mood. You know, you'll be happy for a little bit, then you go, oh, wow, you remember, right? And then with clinical depression, it's like, I don't know what happened, but I can't get out of bed. I can't move my legs. I can't put one in front of the other. I can't think. I don't know where I am. I don't care if you have no ride to school. I don't care if you ever eat again. I just can't even lift my head off this pillow. And I as we know, we have a friend, I'd rather be dead. That's where clinical depression goes because they can't fight their way out without medication. So that's a really tough one. And just laziness is usually overindulgence from people, overindulging someone, you know, your kid. You're just lazy because everybody gives you everything. You know, some people may just be lazy and happy.
Yeah.
You know?
This is true.
Yeah, smoking too much weed. You know what I mean? Laying
I'm
around.
happy. But
I'm good. Yeah.
I'm high, but I'm happy.
As sometimes people start down the road of clinical depression, it doesn't. You can pull yourself out of it, or you can, you know,
Some can.
some can, but not everyone. But
That would be like
sometimes
dysthymia. Okay, that is like a clinical depression that comes and goes.
Okay.
It's not as bad as serious, clinical, severe depressive episodes.
So people who are clinically depressed, is that, and they manage with some assistance of medication.
Yes.
Is that lifelong, or is that?
It
for-
depends. Like if if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know what I mean? If
Right.
you're feeling good and you're doing well, people have this horrible stigma still that if you're on medication for a chemical you're missing in your brain, a neurotransmitter that you're missing in your brain, that you can't help. And there's no way to make that. No amount of working out or happy people, or because you could be in the middle of the best party in New York City and feel completely alone.
Right.
That's what real clinical depression is about. So if you take the medication, it's going to produce more serotonin, which affects your dopamine center, which helps you to have a lightened mood and get you over the hump. I've seen miracles with people. And, and that's entirely different than saying, that I just need something because I'm in a very bad grieving process that I can't get through. Like I have a patient right now, lost her sister at 40 years old out of nowhere.
Oh, wow.
I just, boom, and she is, devastated. And if this goes on much longer, I've mentioned to her, I think we need to take a little something to get you over the hump, get you back on track. It won't be a lifelong thing.
At what age are you seeing clinical depression typically?
Or is it an age?
It's not age. Appropriate, actually. It doesn't discriminate on who it attacks. Like I have another patient that has had clinical depression and suicidal ideation actively since she can remember. She had a situational problem with this because her father was a schizophrenic and untreated in the home. So you can only imagine the chaos that is going on in the house.
So is that genetic?
Partially, yes. But since I've been working with her, I'm seeing that she has some bipolar disorder, and the depression was a component of it. That is, yes. But she does have the situational and the biological component. She has both going together, which is a double whammy. So while working with her, I sent her immediately to the hospital, and I've been working with her twice a week for several months. But I also made sure that her medication was changed. Lithium is one of the medications that truly does help with suicidal ideation. And she's like an entirely different person. She's 19 years old.
She's only
like,
19?
Yeah. She's like, for the first time in my life, I have not felt like taking my life every single day.
Wow.
There's a lot to be said for that.
And do you think part of it was environmental to begin with? And
it didn't help.
In those formative years, in the 0 to, what is it, 0 to 4, 0 to 5?
7 years old.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so that didn't help. That just exacerbated, I would say, the problems anyways.
So had she not experienced some of that in the first 7 years, she may not be
probably
on this
would
road.
not have been as bad.
As bad.
We're guessing. But,
Oh,
I,
right.
but I
No,
would
no, no, but
probably
it's
say it would not have been as bad.
speculation.
Because that trauma led to an anxiety disorder, which trauma can do, and also to depressive episodes. So
I heard anxiety's up 30% from
Oh,
just
yeah.
5 years ago.
absolutely.
Wow.
Look at the I don't know, all the things that we need to do, all of the goals we set for ourselves. And that's another thing we're talking about, goal setting. I mean, that's wonderful to set goals, but you can only do what you can do instead of remember it used to be if you were a millionaire, now you got to be a billionaire. Yeah, and you're an entrepreneur, now you got to be like, own your own company. You've got to do this, you got to do that. And the standards are just higher and higher. Your kid can't just be good in school. They have to be in AP programs, advanced for college.
Right.
I'm seeing tons of kids coming into me going,
Yeah.
Liz,
Yeah.
she's an anxious mess. And I'm like, I can see why.
30 years ago, when I started teaching first grade, there were there were 18 readiness words. 18 words we wanted our first graders to come knowing.
Yeah.
Just 18. They were the basic, the, cat, dog, big, yes, no. I mean, 18 words. That's all. We were happy if they walked in the door in first grade on the first day and they knew those 18 words.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Those 18 readiness words, we want them to know before they get to kindergarten. I mean, the expectation in 30 years of what a first grader needed to know on the first day of school.
It's now a kindergarten.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
so much differently about the expectation about what's expected in the educational system about what a first grader should know and what a first grader does know. And some of it's not developmentally appropriate at any grade level.
Exactly.
And
their
that's-
little brains are forming.
It
and
is.
And we're pushing life career choices at second grade.
Right.
But then, like you
Right.
said, you go into school and then you have the teacher that's pushing.
Yes.
But before
But
they get there, the parents
It's
are
the
pushing.
The parents.
And
I think.
unfortunately,
Some of them,
some
that's what I'm
of
saying.
them, and I
Yes.
think, and it's not so much the teacher that's pushing; it's the educational system.
Right,
It's
that's
the
what I meant.
curriculum
That's
that
what
is
I
pushing.
meant. It's
Well,
their
yeah.
curriculum, so
they
they
want
have to,
their whatever your
Yeah.
goal
Your
setting
state-
is, your
Yeah.
Right.
ranking to be
Right.
high.
Right.
And the
yeah.
amount of stress on your teachers, I know from experience,
Sure.
the amount that we have to do more and more. And they're like, oh, you take do this, and it is so much more from when I started in 1990 to when I've retired, the amount that we have to do and document and show and
Yeah.
be a and I'm not saying we shouldn't be accountable, but the amount to do and the amount of time in the day is
Well, my nephew's in Boston. I go there several times a year. I was out there. They're in middle school, and the homework is like and the mother's involved.
Yeah.
You know, she has to be because
Yeah.
they can't remember. It's just outrageous. I'm
It's
like,
crazy.
this is ruining the family.
So it's like
Yeah.
the stress on the mother and the
Right.
father that are trying to help them, and then
Yeah.
it's stress on the kids.
Oh, yeah.
And then you're like, what is this? They have to know.
Right.
You know,
Right.
it's crazy.
Yeah, and it's all for this perfection
Yeah.
that we cannot achieve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? Listen, I didn't find my groove or what I wanted to do. I've had several careers. I was a chef for 30 years, and then it was like I'm going back to school. My husband's sick. Now I'm a therapist. You know, my family at the time was like, "What are you doing? Are you all right? You know, are you out of your mind? You know, and you're drinking. Okay, now you're not. What the hell is up with you? You know, where are you going now?" I'm like, "Hey, I don't have any kids, so you don't need to worry, and I'm not
Right.
asking you to pay my bills.
Right.
So
Right.
everybody just chill out. So I'm not your standard person. So your life's journey is all over the place. And everybody's road is different.
Right.
Right. And there's a great thing that I found too. All who wander are not lost.
Right.
We're just
Ooh,
looking
yeah.
around,
Right.
man.
Right.
That's interesting.
Hey, man.
I'm gonna do that
Exactly.
for a while. Whatever it may be. As
Right.
long as I'm
Yeah.
not burdening anybody.
Right.
Right. I
know?
was reading a lot about, I've told you this before. I think we talked about it when you were here before, the whole topic of happiness, because
Yes.
it absolutely intrigues me when I hear people say, I'm just not happy, because I don't
Yes.
understand what that means. Like, I don't know what the picture of happy looks like.
Yeah.
I think I'm a happy person,
Yeah.
but I don't know what people are looking for when they're saying I'm not happy. It's like, what are you looking for?
And then maybe
Sure.
if they're saying that, they're clinically depressed. They're not
Well,
happy.
I don't. I don't think so. I
Yeah.
think a lot of people
No, I'm
have
just saying some might
Yep.
be that. It might be
I'm sure
that,
some
and
probably
then-
are, but
yeah.
I think the whole expectation of happiness is so unrealistic. Like the
Oh,
word,
I agree with that.
I almost think we have to get rid of that word or
Yeah.
change it. But I was just listening to an interview that was talking about happiness, and they were talking about there was a new research that Harvard just did, and they said that, kind of going on what we're talking about, we've been trained to learn, if you want to be happy, you have to be successful. You have to have you have to work really hard. You'll get a great career, and then you'll be happy. Where Harvard
that
is saying,
could be wrong. Or
but
or
that's
wrong.
how
that's
what we're
society
talking
depicts
about.
it. Yeah.
But where Harvard is now saying you have it all wrong. You start off being happy, and when you're happy, you'll figure out your great career,
Yeah.
and your great career will lead to success. So it's switching that whole script.
Well, and I think everybody's career is
Or
different.
or
Yeah,
definition of
the
success is
Success, yeah.
different.
I mean,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, there's a couple components to that, and I'm going to use myself as an example. I'm an upbeat person. I'm a pretty happy person.
Yeah.
Other parts of my sister's more of a she's an upbeat person, but she suffers from depression. Half of my family has anxiety, the other half has depression. But even being an upbeat person and looking happy, I was not happy. I wasn't happy for a very long time. And that was specifically until I started really doing a whole lot of work on why I wasn't happy. That's when I really started to investigate the mind and the brain and how it thinks and feels and why we aren't happy. And what I found through working with my patients and working with myself, this is many years ago, probably around the time I got sober, because that's when I started doing my reinventing myself and really digging deep in all those ugly, dark places we don't want to go look around, alone especially. Was that I hadn't fulfilled the goals that I wanted to in my life. There were things. I was held back in the first grade after my father was killed. I was 6 years old and my father was killed in a plane crash. And I was held back that year. My mom thought it would be a good idea. It was one of the worst things she ever could have done because that affected my self-esteem and how I felt about myself. It was one of those years when they put the first and second graders together the next year. So I was with everybody who went on to second grade, and I was back in first grade, and I'm stupid. That's what I thought.
wow.
I'm stupid.
Right,
I'm
right.
dumb. I'm stupid. I can't, what's wrong with me? And that led to a lot of low self-esteem and so forth. So then I was always overcompensating. So when I finally figured out what I needed and what I wanted to do when I got sober, it helps when you're not drunk, to figure out what you want to do. Like I said, I read Dr. Phil's book, Life Strategies, drunk, and it didn't work. And then when I read it,
Filled out the plan.
yeah. Whatever, that's it, yeah. And then when I did it sober, I'm like, I'm a perpetual victim. I'm crying in my own soup. I'm sad about myself. What the hell's wrong with me? I know. Ding, ding, ding. You think you're a very smart person. You need to go back to school. That's not for everybody, but that's what I needed.
Yeah.
Right.
So then as soon as I went back to school and excelled and was in honors programs and blah, 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 and all that good stuff came to me, suddenly the happiness started coming because I filled that ugly little part of me that needed to be filled. Now, everybody can't do that. I do understand that. So that's why every day, and this is part of setting your goal, when you have a goal of something you want to do, reward yourself. Reward yourself. Find a happy thing for yourself every single day, whether you're working on a goal or not, right?
So describe happiness
Wow. Okay.
without the alcohol. No
Without-
alcohol here today.
Happiness is being content wherever you are.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
We literally don't stop and smell the roses. We usually are always like, well, tomorrow I'm gonna, and if I had in the past, and just a minute, and I'm gonna, and when I'm thinner, I'm going to do that, and I'll be happy when, if, when, and with it, whenever.
We rarely, excuse me, we rarely live in the moment. We are
No,
right.
And I know I'm guilty of that. I'm always like, okay, when I'm done here, I'm going to go.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like I'm always
Right.
thinking about what I'm
Yeah.
going to do next. I'm going to
Yeah.
stop
Right.
by and I'm going to do that.
Sure.
And that's a
Right.
really hard. It's a hard, bad
It
habit
is.
to break.
It is. So I'm on a rat race too, like all of you ladies, right? I'm running around doing all kinds of stuff, seeing patients all day and doing all kinds of things before and after work. So it's about finding something small that, you know what? Okay, today's a good day. And you got to consciously do this. This is going to be a good day. Let me see what's today. Thursday. Ooh, I've got Real Housewives of New Jersey. Oh, I hate those bitches. I can't wait to watch it. Okay, makes me feel better about my life, right? Absolutely. Or, you know what? Tonight I'm going to make, I'm going to make pork chops. I love that. I'm going to make those. That'll be good. Or I'm going to chill out, hang out with my dogs, and it's going to be a good day. It's little things like that. Instead of going, oh, God, okay, better get to bed early because tomorrow, I got a whole lot of things I got to go down. It's about just staying focused on the precise moment.
Right.
And don't beat yourself up. Like if we're implementing a new habit like exercise or whatever it is, do it the best you can. I'm going to work out twice
Right.
a week. That's the best I can do.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch what I eat. So don't always say like, and I have a whole list of stuff and we're going to run out of time, of course, is that like eating. Quit saying to yourself, I'm going to deny, I'm going to deny, I'm going to deny. No, I'm going to add. I'm going to add more vegetables. That's cool. I can handle that. I like vegetables. I'm going to add my favorite vegetable. I'm going to add a salad to dinner, but I'm
like
going to make
that.
whatever I want. Yeah.
Yeah.
Quit denying and saying I'm taking away. And also a great thing to do is string your good habits together. So add a habit that you want to change in with a series of good habits, right? So if you want to add working out as an example, do it when you're in an active state. Like I'm on my way to the gym, I'm dropping off the kids. That's right by the gym. I'm sounding like I'm a mother, and I'm not. I don't know why I keep referring like this.
The kids.
Okay, let's
Drop
say.
the kids
Oh
off.
yeah.
Yeah.
Before I go to Starbucks, that is my evil pleasure. Starbucks, my black coffee from
She
Starbucks.
sounds like Rocky, right?
Yeah, is I'm on before I go there, I'm going to go to the gym. It's by the gym. I'll go to the gym, then I'll go get a Starbucks. It's my reward. Right on. I feel good.
Yeah.
It's about stringing those habits together. You'll be more successful instead of denying. Well, I made it
Right.
through 3 days.
Yeah.
God,
Right.
I gotta go now.
Well, you don't
try to make it
Liz,
happy.
When we were talking before, I was doing the Jackie before you
Oh.
got here, and I was like, wait, I can't say anything else. I gotta wait for the show. But anyway, I was just saying about how everything, you get up in the morning and it's like, I just had a birthday. I'm 59 years old. Getting ready to be 60, and it's
Yeah.
like ever
We have
since
to plan
that.
a party. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm
ever
gonna be
since-
invited to that.
Ever since that 59 came, it's like I do feel like a little depressed.
Yeah.
You
Sure.
know, and it's normally I with my age, I'm like, I remember one time being depressed when I turned 30. I was like, oh, I'm 30,
Yeah,
and it's like,
yeah.
but now it's kind of like, you look in the mirror and you're like, okay, everything's not where it was at before.
Sure.
And it's like, oh my goodness, those pants don't fit like they used to fit.
Sure.
And it's like, what happened to my butt? And
Yeah.
then, my
I
boobs.
think you have a nice
Where's
butt.
my boobs? It's like my boobs are falling. I got to lift them up and all this. And
That's
it's
why I
just
don't
like,
look in the mirror.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying.
No, Jackie, you better be looking in the mirror.
When I was, and when you're looking, you're like, okay, maybe I won't look in the mirror anymore. That's the kind of thing. But it's like, and then after I'm saying all these negative things or thinking these negative things, as I'm getting dressed and everything, and I'm leaving for the day, and I'm like, okay, I woke up this morning, I'm alive, I'm going to work, and then but I always seem to start out that way, like with a negative.
Sure, it's
thing.
radical acceptance is what you're looking for, because
Yeah.
you're at the point now in your life, honestly, you're questioning your mortality. And that's
True.
what's happening. You're starting to go, damn, everybody's
Got
dying
40
around
more
me.
years.
I hope so.
But still, you
Yeah,
start
but
questioning your
still,
mortality and
yeah.
you mourn the loss of your youth.
Yeah.
It's a normal,
And
normal
I
progression.
never ever thought that I would do that.
Yeah.
I never thought that I would.
But when
do
you're
it.
young and hot and staring in the mirror, sure. Yeah.
She's still young. She's still hot. See, and it's funny.
Sure, of
It's funny
course.
because listening to her, I would never expect her. I would never expect you to think that.
I know.
'Cause
Yeah.
every time I see you, I'm like, God, she's gorgeous. She's just
Yeah.
beautiful.
But see, and that's what everybody sees on the outside.
Yeah.
But it's like when you're at home by yourself and you're just like,
Yep.
gosh, and I don't feel that way inside. I
Yeah.
still feel like I'm 25 inside.
Oh, yeah, me too.
So I don't.
That is funny because you sit here and I sit here as I listen to you. I'm like, she's 59. Look at that.
I know.
That
I know, I'm
skin
the
is
same way.
amazing.
I know.
Thank you,
Yeah.
thank you. But
unbelievable.
yeah,
Um,
but still, you still have those little things. Like
Right,
people will
yeah.
say, "Oh, your skin looks great," but it's still, you go to the negative stuff. I'm like,
Yeah.
but what about this?
Negative
that kind of thing.
self-talk. You have a man
Yeah.
who loves you. You have a good home.
Yeah.
You have money. You can buy your groceries.
Yeah.
Life is indeed good.
Yeah,
right, right.
And you're rocking the red glasses.
Oh, right
you
on.
are.
I
These
like
are
that.
My New Year glasses.
I like those
They
a lot.
do
Thank
look
you.
good.
They're awesome.
Thank you, guys.
Isn't it okay though to not be okay all the time?
Absolutely.
I mean, shouldn't
Yeah.
we? Shouldn't
Absolutely.
Because sometimes I think there's just so much pressure on, like, for example, what you're going through. Okay, it's just something you're going through right now. That's fine. It's normal to experience that. Like, we're not supposed to be happy all
No.
day, every day.
No, unless you're in a
Right?
psych ward.
Yeah,
Yeah, honest to God.
Or
you
if
know?
you're smoking weed every day, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but even that doesn't last.
Yeah,
No, it
that's true.
doesn't. And
That's
like
true.
the more you do, anything, it eventually gets old. If you're
Yeah,
using
that's
drugs
true.
constantly or
Right.
shooting
Right.
up heroin, it would be
Right.
horrible
Right.
at some point.
Right.
But no, everybody is not supposed to be continuously, habitually happy.
Right.
You have your down days. My gosh, I do.
We
You know,
all
you'll have a
do.
down few days,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
And you just kind of give into it and go, oh, here we go.
Right.
You know, my husband knows if I I have a lot of animals. I live on a small farm, so I have a lot of cats and dogs, and they're all heading in the bedroom with mom. Something's bad's going down. Harry Potter's coming on. I know, that's my guilty pleasure. Harry Potter, and she's in lockdown. And I'm just going to go there for a couple days. Don't poke her, just leave her in there, and then I emerge eventually. That's normal. We have
Right.
It's only a problem if it becomes a situation where it's lasting more than 3 or 4 days, and then
Okay.
you go into weeks, and that's not
Yeah.
good. Then you know something's definitely going down that is not healthy.
I think what helps me is the job that I have, being a hairstylist, and I want my clients to feel comfortable. So I have to be comfortable. I have to be,
Yeah.
upbeat, and because, we have to listen to their problems.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So it helps a lot, and I'm never really like depressed. I think the only time I really had a really bad issue was when my mom passed away.
Yeah.
And it was really bad. I
Yeah.
actually had to take medication.
Sure.
But I don't want to see, since I was there, I don't want to go back there. So
Yeah.
that's
So it's being
That helps me.
aware.
Yeah.
aware of
Yeah.
how you're feeling. And everybody knows when this is not normal. I'm not bouncing back, man. I don't know. Something's really funky going
Yeah.
on here. And your thoughts get dark. And don't ignore those dark thoughts. When thoughts get dark, that will start sending you down the rabbit hole. That's when you have to start reaching out for help.
Right.
You have to.
yeah.
Yeah.
One of the things that you said last January, when we closed the show, I said to you, if you could only give one piece of advice, and I never forgot this because it has stuck with me. You said, keep moving.
Yes. Do. Just keep moving. And that really is. And please enjoy your life every day. Okay? I'm just super geeked right now because I'm over on this side of town. When I leave here, I'm going to Trader Joe's. Okay, that's not a big deal. But I don't have a Trader Joe's near me. But that's my thing for the day. I'm going to make a nice dinner tonight. That's my
Right.
happy place.
Right.
I'm down. I'm good. You know, everybody has it.
Yeah.
You just got to find it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
you're
Another
welcome.
great,
We love you.
great
Love coming.
hour
Absolutely.
with you.
Yeah.
Not
Wonderful.
enough time. But tell us
Yeah.
about the show, your show, real quick.
Oh, it's going great. I love it.
Okay.
I have a couple of girls working with me that
How
are,
can
go-
people listen to it?
Huh? Oh,
How
I'm
can-
sorry. Liz Life Guru here on Podcast Detroit. It's on Spotify, iTunes. I have a Facebook page and on Instagram.
Okay.
And Almy and Fell is on there as well.
And so you guys do it on a Friday, right?
Yes,
But it's not
on Fridays
live,
at
right?
12. Yes, it is now.
Oh, it is?
Yeah,
Oh,
Fridays
great.
at 12 live. We did our first live one last week. I got to kind of coax the girls into getting back in. Like, I like the way I look. I'm like, tough. Because everybody likes to see you, I guess.
Yeah.
So, and what's like the topic?
Well,
and
both
how do
of
you...
them are in recovery as well as myself.
Oh.
One is one of my ex-patients, and she is now a master's in social work.
Wow.
Very proud of her. Yeah, she's done
Wow.
great. The other one is working on her degree, and she's in recovery 14 years. And I'm in recovery, like I said, going on 18. And so it's about addiction and mental health.
Oh,
Absolutely.
that's
Families,
great.
how it all
Yeah.
comes together,
Great.
Yeah.
and how to, help others in your family and what our personal struggles. And we're way open and way honest about everything that went on.
When we post a link to the show, we'll post a link to her.
Yep.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Great.
Which I think
appreciate
we
that.
did, but
Did
we'll
we?
But we'll do it again.
Yeah,
Yep.
we'll do it
Yeah.
again.
Yes.
So, is it every Friday or every?
I'm
other?
doing like every other Friday.
Okay.
We're trying to even everything out with the holidays. So
Okay.
my next show will be January 31st.
January
Okay.
31st
Yep.
at noon
At
on
noon.
Friday. They go on
Yep.
to PodcastDetroit.com.
Yep.
Yes. Liz
Yep.
Life Guru.
Perfect.
That would be me.
And they
All
can
right.
like you on Facebook, Instagram.
Fake book.
Facebook and Instagram. Yes.
Do you take questions at all?
I would love to.
Okay.
I wish I could take questions live, but
can.
I haven't got. I'm not that big yet. I need to get really big. And
Into the-
then there'd be enough flow of questions. I'd love to take questions.
Okay.
That would
We'll
be
just
fun.
call and hang up and call back.
Yeah.
Right on. Right on.
We'll
Hi,
change our
this is
voices.
Sue.
What'd you say?
Hello.
Hello.
This is Tony. I got a woman trouble.
I
Yeah.
got some problems I need to talk about.
Oh, we
from
do
New
have to
York.
finish with our fortune cookies.
Oh,
guys.
let's go.
Who wants
Did
to
you toss the
Who wants
cookies?
to toss the cookies today? Rocky's not here, so we'll toss the cookies.
our
You know how this works, Liz, right?
Yes.
Whichever way the prongs face. Oh, look at that! Went right to her. I have no fortune. I'm gonna be.
Well,
Let's do
we
it
need
again.
we need Rocky just again.
Jeez. Okay. All right.
I'll take this
all
one.
right.
All right.
So
At
with
the
Liz.
end,
Yeah, what do
You
you
are
say?
going to have a comfortable old age.
Wow.
Oh, I like that.
Okay.
with our
Everybody-
life
Thank-
guru.
Yes.
Thank God Nora didn't get that one.
Thank you.
Yeah.
New and rewarding opportunities will soon develop for you
Ooh.
with
Liz.
Liz Life Guru.
All right.
Very nice.
You'll take a. I can't see. You'll take a pleasant journey to a place far away with Liz, Life Guru. I'm probably going to get some therapy. is
There
what
you
it
go.
sounds like, which I'm all about therapy. So.
Yes.
You will soon discover your hidden talent.
Oh, I
Okay.
like that.
With Liz Life Guru.
All
How
right.
Her
sweet.
new best
How
friend.
sweet.
My new
Yes.
best friend.
Absolutely.
Of
Thank
course.
you, ladies. Thank you
Thank
for having
you.
me.
Thank
you.
you.
Happy
It was
to
nice
be
to
here.
meet you.
Nice to meet
Yeah.
you, too. Very much
Alrighty.
so.
Are we ready?
We are.
That's it.
And remember, sometimes the only mode of transportation available.
Is the leap of faith. Thanks for taking a leap of faith, control freak Nora. Have a happy,
Happy
hump
hump
day,
day.
and it's going to be a good
Thanks,
year because we're going to
Liz.
slay
Yes.
it this year.
That's
Thank
right.
you.
2020.
Roaring 20s. Roaring
Yes.
20s.
And I'm
Ooh.
not being a control freak. I'm just trying to be optimistic, okay?
Perfect.
We'll have a meeting tomorrow to go over everything.
To go over everything
Our
that
new
we
goals.
did. Yeah.
No, perfect. Everything we learned.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you,
Thank
Liz.
you.
Okay.
Here we are.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap.